Good morning, Scott, and
Good morning.
welcome to Vietnam. I hope you're
Thank
enjoying
you.
your time here.
It's been lovely. Thank you.
Excellent. I was going to ask you a couple of questions, and this is a obviously loaded question from my side, but I'd be really interested to know, why did Hogan, of all the options that you had, choose to partner with Talent Assessments Vietnam for the Vietnamese market?
Oh, well, it's a wonderful question. I think a few reasons, maybe three core reasons. One, Talent Assessment Vietnam, PACE, has a great reputation. Very well respected, well regarded, very intellectually focused. It's very compatible. So there's values compatibility, well known in the market, good reputation for that. So for us, easily accessible in that sense, right? Values compatibility. Second, I think the fact that the company was willing to create Talent Assessments Vietnam to really focus the effort is very meaningful to us and shows us that there's a real serious intent behind what the company wants to achieve. Third, we believe there is a lot of potential to help a lot of businesses in this market, and I think there isn't a predominant assessment that everyone knows, everyone uses, right? And there are in some markets, but not here. And I think Talent Assessments Vietnam, PACE, has the breadth, the expertise to take advantage of those opportunities in the market. So we are thrilled to be partners.
Thank you so much. We're very thrilled as well, obviously.
Good.
So I'd also like to ask you a deeper question. So as we're approaching people to talk about assessments in this market, it is still immature in terms of assessments.
Yeah.
Not just is there not a leader here, but there's also not a lot of it here.
Yeah.
So when we go to a CEO and talk to a CEO about talent assessments, and the CEO is going to say, hey, I'm a busy CEO, lots of priorities, lots of things on my plate. Why should I give some of my bandwidth and budget to assessments?
Yeah. It's a fair question. I think two core reasons, I would say. First of all, business success is about money and people. Hogan, in particular, Talent Assessment Vietnam, we are about the people side. We can explain to people how the people side works, make good predictions with it, and so forth. So, and more substantially, if you think about business and the investments that business makes, any business makes, there really are financial investments and there are people or talent investments. By far, the people side is the more costly investment. And that's true for every business around the world. So from our perspective, one of the key reasons to pay attention is that making good predictions about people, hiring the right people, investing in development in the right people, helping people learn new skills, that has a very large return on investment. So why would a CEO pay attention? Because there is a really large return if you do that well. And we believe our assessments can do that well. We believe Talent Assessment Vietnam can do that well. So that's reason number one. Reason number two is what we know, particularly about personality assessments, is that the methodology is fair. That is, it won't lead you to hire more women than men, or men than women, or older people than younger people. It's fair. It will assess everybody on the basis of their personality characteristics and how those characteristics fit the needs of a particular job. So from a CEO's perspective, first of all, that broadens the potential candidate pool. We're not screening out women, for example, because they're women, which makes no sense at all. We might screen people out because they don't have the right set of characteristics, but that has nothing to do with race, gender, age, all those other demographic characteristics. So it's fair. It will help you select the right people, make the good investments, and do so fairly, which employees obviously appreciate as well.
Obviously, yeah. So good reasons to attract attention. When it comes to the budget aspect of that, So now it's money out of pocket.
Yeah.
And most business people, leaders, anyone in business, is thinking about at some level ROI, so return on investment. So I'm putting money into this. Yes, I see that it's important to think about people, but why put money into this type of an assessment?
Yeah. Well, the most concrete reason is we actually can show the financial return on using an assessment in a particular role for hiring, for example, in a particular role. We can show the financial return in a way that a CFO will believe and appreciate, right? Which is not always true, but we can. And we do that kind of research often for companies because they want to know the answer in dollars and cents. A broader answer, though, that I would share with you is this is from the field of economics that studied personality characteristics, what we call the dark side, that is, characteristics that are problematic for leaders in particular that might cause a leader to derail. It's actually financially much more important to screen out people who will fail than it is to screen in people who will succeed.
Really?
If you think about leadership roles and those kinds of characteristics like being overly confident or arrogant or overly emotionally excitable, those kinds of characteristics that can really get in the way. For leaders, it actually pays more to screen out those bad characteristics than to screen in a superstar.
So the negative impact of hiring wrong is by orders of magnitude worse,
exponentially worse
than the benefit you would get from hiring some great superstars.
Exactly. And we try to maximize both parts of that equation, right? So figure out which characteristics will lead to success and select for those. Figure out which characteristics will get in the way of success and deselect for those.
I'm that CEO that you want to talk to. I'm very, very trope here. We step into the elevator. You have 1 minute of my attention as we ride up the elevator to the top floor. What's the Hogan elevator pitch?
Okay, I have to be quick. First of all, humans are the most consequential force on Earth. More consequential for our well-being, health, etc., than climate change, than war, than whatever, right? Humans are the most consequential force on Earth. The study of the science of personality is about humans. It's about the nature of human nature, how we are all alike in some ways and how we differ in other ways at the individual level. And that's what we study. That's what we assess. That's what the assessments provide insights about, is how am I different from you? And so what? Yeah. What are the consequences of that if we're in the same job or if we're being considered for a promotion? What are the consequences of those differences? That's what Hogan focuses on.
Thank you very much, Scott. I really appreciate the time here together.